All right, guys, in this video, we shall go over the psychology of the market cycle. And right now we have a perfect example of what's going on with this now. Right now, these markets are killing people, man, especially the crypto. Crypto is falling hard. Plan on making another video possibly right after this that will explain why and know what's happening and why it's falling and this and that. But right now, just to get an idea of how the psychology of this thing works, let's take a look at this chart on the left right here, right? So we have, let's look at like the cycle it goes in, right? So we have disbelief, we have hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria. Then compellency, anxiety, denial, panic, anger, depression, and then back to disbelief. Now, how does this basically work on this market? First, crypto was just down here. Wasn't much happening with that, right? And then some hope came in right here. See this? So this will look just like that on there. Okay, now we got hope. Now, when that hope works out to this, guess what? It becomes optimism right there. That climb candles right there, that's the climb candles right here. It becomes optimism, right? Then it does its back and forth, and then it flies up above the previous high, and now people start believing, and this is when people will say, hey, let's put all my money in this. Let me invest, man. This thing is going to the moon, right? And then guess what? You have this huge candle right here after all those people that bought in here. And that becomes a thrill ride, right? I will buy more on margin. I will put all my money in there. Gotta tell everyone to buy it, right? This is where people are starting to like tweet. Everyone's like crazy about it. Oh my God, Bitcoin going up, Bitcoin going up. Let's buy in, you're gonna be rich overnight. And they do over here. Becomes a thrill ride. Comes up here, tops off, becomes euphoria, right? And at that point, people are still holding on because they think it's gonna go up. I mean, look at this. This is a weekly chart. These are weekly candles, so each candle is a week, and every week it has been going up, 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 up. There's been a few down weeks, but then back up, right? And it's been moving up only. It hasn't come down. Now it starts to correct itself, right? All these three candles right here correcting themselves. And I know what people say, it's just a market pullback. It's just a correction. It's gonna move back up. And then this big candle happens. When that big candle happens, anxiety sets in. Why am I getting margin calls? This dip is taking forever, right? Longer than expected. But, people are still optimistic. This is the optimism level right here, this is where they got optimistic and took all these buys. They're still optimistic. It's still going to move back up. And then this big candle happens, and guess what? They're now in denial. My investments are with good companies, and they're going to keep moving up. Whatever crypto company or stock company that you bought your shares in, you're thinking they're solid, they're gonna move up, there's no way they can fall down this hard. So you stick with it, you stick with your guns there, and then it keeps moving down hard, and that's when panic sets in. Then it tries to move up, but it doesn't work. It still keeps moving down, and then you have anger issues, right? Like, what the is happening with this market? Like, what the hell? This wasn't supposed to happen. And then this, you're in depression. And then after that, it starts all over again. Let me show you this here. So we just went over this right here, which is an exact replica almost of this happening right here, right? Follows the same pattern all over again. Now after depression, it moves up into disbelief. Oh my God, is it really moving up now? Right? Then that turns into hope. Right there. And then when that goes above the hope level, it becomes optimism, just like it did on the other side. And then at the optimism level you buy, it moves more, becomes a thrill level. and then it goes back to its euphoria, the top euphoria, and then guess what? Again, starts coming down, anxiety fills up again. Over here, you're in denial, it's still gonna move up. Then when it doesn't still move up, you get into panic mode. Capitulation. And then that becomes anger. And then it becomes depression. Now, if you look at these twice in a row so far, this thing has mimicked this thing. This is the cycle that the market moves in. Simplified market cycle over time. Okay. Now, once this thing here stops its bottoming out, right, like here, and it even went down even further, and then it starts its little uptrend and it comes to the disbelief level, that's where it all starts over again. So this would need to do a little bit of this, comes back to a disbelief level, and then moves up a little bit, becomes a hope level, moves up a little bit, becomes an optimistic level, moves up a little bit, but people believe in it. And then there's the thrill, right? It moves up a little bit and then moves up a little bit more, tops off, and then it starts the cycle again to the bottom. So this is just a market cycle, if anything, that's happening right now. It has happened twice so far. And the next cycle is basically back up. You just have to wait. This is weekly chart, so it's going to take weeks. But you have to look. If you look at the charts and you start seeing it, moving back into this, all it's going to do is follow the steps. That's all they do. And you can compare this chart with any market, and majority of those will be like totally like this. So those that are looking for a little bit of hope on if this thing is turning back around, yes, it is. It's just following its market. I mean, it's a market cycle, and that's all that's happening. It happens over and over again. That's happening now. I would think by September this thing will start booming. Those that are smart, really, and have money that they can put away and hold, that they don't have to worry about, now is the time to buy, because we're at the bottom of these cycles right now. I mean, it could come back down even here. Yeah, this is BTC. No, I don't think it's gonna come back down that far. I'm sorry. What am I looking at? Oh, that's like about 10,000. But even if it does, it does. But then all you have to do is wait for that cycle to start again. This pattern, right? On here you have this. On here after this, it did this. Buy them there, close them at the tops. That's all you gotta do. Just wait for this to start turning around. Anyway, I hope that video helped a little bit understand the psychology of the market cycle and how things move and what's happening with this Bitcoin right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video.